On Monday morning, 23rd of June 2014, citizens of Louny, Mayor of Louny, Mr. Radovan Shabata, and the chairman of a Jewish community in Teplice, Mr. Oldřich Látal, met each other in Hilbertova Street for a festival unveiling the plaque of Louny Holocaust victims. The ceremony started by the short piece of music from the local music school and then the short speech of the mayor, Mr. Radovan Shabata, and the speech of the chairman of the Jewish community, Mr. Látal. The mayor of Louny, Mr. Radovan Shabata, started his short speech with a short overview of the Jewish history in Louny. We have the records that they come in the 14th century and the community started slowly to grow. The largest boom of growing is in 18th and 19th century when the community has about 400 inhabitants. That means that there are about 42 or 90 houses. This big Jewish community gathered the doctors, businessmen and lawyers. Family names are like Tausig, Weil, Bulova, Katz, Glaser, Heller and Fanta. All of them were symbols of prosperity and success in Louny. In 1893, they established the Czech language as the administrative language in a community and the town itself. Mr. Glaser, Bulova and Fanta were members of the town parliament and other political parties, and they helped the whole community to build own synagogue. The chairman of the Jewish community in Louny, Mr. Oldřich Látal, had a short speech about the properties and life of Jewish community in Louny. He mentioned the history of a synagogue in Louny, which is built in pseudo-Roman style with Moorish elements and which was built and finished in 1874. The whole building was used as a place till the World War II, when the community was live in Louny. Lately, after the war, the people didn't return. The service was cancelled of the synagogue. After the World War II, the function of a synagogue was changed. First was the factory, and later that was an archive. In a coming future, there is a big question what will happen with synagogue, because the archive is moving out and the building itself is in a terrible technical statement, but still lovely from outside, and it has lovely Moorish elements inside, and we will change their function maybe back to the use of synagogue or as a museum. Since June 2014, we have a Holocaust victims monument in Louny on a synagogue. How many victims there were? There were about 219 people who didn't return back from the Nazi camp. This monument should memorize to all inhabitants of Louny and the surrounding the short history of Jewish community in the 20th century.